All right, let's move now to the decision that impacts tens of thousands of Americans carrying student loans. The Biden administration canceling an additional $9 billion in debt just days after repayments started up again for the first time in 3 years. NBC's Vicky Nguyen is here to explain all this, break it all down. So who does this impact, Vic?
Good morning, Hoda. So the president made this announcement yesterday. 125,000 Americans will see $9 billion in student loan debt relief. And you might be wondering, well, where does this $9 billion suddenly come from? Well, the Education Department says, look, this is in the system. These are from fixes to a broken loan system, meaning some of these people may have already been paying for 20 years on time, were due this relief and just never knew that they were. So let's break down the numbers. $5 billion of the $9 billion will go to 53,000 workers or so. These are public service workers. Think teachers and firefighters who have 10 years of service. The next $2.8 billion goes to people who are already enrolled in income-driven repayment programs, meaning you have a certain income, you have a certain number of family members, your payment might be zero already. Yeah. And then the final $1.2 billion goes to 22,000 people with permanent disabilities, think veterans. And this comes right in time. This may not have been a coincidence because those repayments started on Sunday.
We remember there was a Supreme Court case that struck down a larger forgiveness of student debt that the administration was trying to push through. This is something totally separate from that. So the repayments started, I think it was on Sunday.
Yes.
What's the word on the street? How are people handling it? What does the administration say?
Yeah, big picture in June, right? The Supreme Court said you don't have the authority to give people $20,000 back in student loans, so that's not going to happen. The reality is 45 million Americans carry student debt in some form or fashion, a total of $1.3 trillion in debt. On average, people are carrying $20,000 to $25,000 each, so a repayment looks like a $200 to $300 payment per month that people are coming up with. NBC News has talked to a lot of folks who are in this position saying, with inflation, where do I get that money from? Is it my gas bill? Is it my grocery bill? Yeah. Do I take on an extra job? So this plan yesterday certainly helps that 125,000 folks.
So what's next? I mean, any chance there could be even more relief for some of these borrowers, or is this the end of the road?
The president has said this continues to be a priority for him. It's something big that he campaigned on. Next week, a bunch of state attorneys generals will be meeting along with borrowers and student loan servicers to try to come up with some more plans. In June, President Biden announced a 12-month on-ramp repayment program, which is basically what it sounds like, giving grace to borrowers that if you are getting back into the flow of things, that you won't be at risk of default, that you won't see your credit scores affected. Right now, you should also look into the SAVE plan as well as the Higher Education Act. Those are other avenues the administration is exploring. But look, this could face legal challenges. None of this stuff happens overnight. So we'll continue to watch it.
All right. Thank you, Vicky.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.